I'm an ex-cult member, and I have 44 siblings. The religion I grew up in was what's known as FLDS, or Fundamentalist Mormonism. I left the religion 4 years ago, and my mom left last year. This weekend, I flew her out to New York City for the very first time, Mama, to show her where I live, what I'm up to. I get asked a lot of questions about being an ex-cult member, my life of where I've come from. There's a lot of curiosity about my life.
How are you adjusting with everything?
4 years ago, I started my life over, and now I am doing my best to make it here in Manhattan. My name's Calvin, and I grew up in a fundamentalist faith. The religion I grew up in was what's known as FLDS, or Fundamentalist Mormonism. One of the distinct differences compared to regular Mormonism or any other religion is its deep belief in the practice of polygamy. In my religion, I had 5 parents, all in the same house. One dad, of course my biological mom, and 3 other moms. I have 44 siblings. Hands down, the best part of my life and upbringing is having 44 siblings. We grew up on a farm, and so with siblings we worked together. We fed the animals, milked the cow, but there were certain key points in my life where the religion became very detrimental to my development.
Were you in the FLDS?
Yes, FLDS.
Oh, damn. You got out.
I got out, and I moved here 2 months ago. Where I really started to step out of the religion, I always had this drive to be an entrepreneur and work for myself. I quit my day job cold turkey and said, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. And that led me from Utah, and I went and lived in Southern California. That is what blew this thing wide open, because for the first time in my life, I was outside of it and I could observe what I was in. Because I first went very deep in studying where my church was founded, and then I traveled the world, visited other faiths. Leaving for me, it was hands down the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life.
One of the biggest questions that has been on my mind is whether or not I'm going to stay with the community, the religion that I've been a part of for the last 29 plus years.
How did my family react? Well, when you have 50 people in your family, there's a lot of different reactions. The person that was the most sad for me, I felt, was my dad, and I think he took it personally when I decided to leave. He was really wanting to understand why, and then he tried to talk me out of it. He gave me a couple different books and said, please read these before you make the full decision. And I said, I will read them, but I've already decided. The judgment that I felt when I left was challenging. A lot of people in the community were quick to say something sharp, because as far as their view goes, I was someone that got sucked into the allure of fame and money in the world, and it got incredibly toxic in some places. Mama!
Oh, good to see you.
I hope you didn't expect too much. This is a simple place. My mom is Christine. Fairly recently, she's made the very brave choice to make her own life and to step outside of the faith. Mama, you gotta look at some of these, the good times, the pictures, life. See if you probably remember some of
I'm
these.
sure I remember.
I mean, life gets busy with so many kids. My mom, Christine, is my biological mom. She had 12 kids of her own. I'm her 6th, so her middle child of her 12 kids.
You know what, with that many children, and your dad came home with that white sofa, I thought, oh my gosh, how am I gonna keep that clean?
When Calvin left the religion, I wasn't surprised. I've been proud of his journey. I was proud of him for choosing to go to college, even though it wasn't the norm for our religion.
That's me in college.
You at a football field.
This is me when I'm graduating.
He went on a path because he knew it was right for himself. He actually followed his heart and his intuition. He went through a process of discovery, which I think is awesome. I was always afraid to tell you how proud I was. I was so proud of you.
Thanks, Mama. You ready to go see some New York City sights?
I am.
Let's go check this out. Do you have your
Okay.
umbrella?
Yeah.
Okay. I like this spot over here. Like, is this beautiful or what?
Oh, yes.
So this was my first coffee shop I ever came to. It's llama themed. It feels cool to show my mom where I've been hanging out for several months because I've just been here doing it by myself.
Oh, wow.
It's just fun, right?
Space.
It feels cool to be bringing you in to my world a little bit. What's up, guys?
Oh my gosh!
I got coffee, but
So how are you adjusting with everything?
compared to like
Compared to,
Utah
well,
to here,
Utah,
life.
religion, out of religion, new life.
Man, I don't know if adjusting is the appropriate word because it's so different. I like the man I have to be and become to make it here, and I feel like I belong. It's the first place I've ever spent time in where I truly can just relax, and that's not a word you usually hear about New York City is relaxation, but I feel like I can relax into myself here. I've learned so much about myself, connecting with other people and having deep conversations with other people around the world that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
I've known you for like 7, 8 years ago,
Yeah.
and you seem so different. You were like way more reserved back then. You're dressed different.
Yeah, I wasn't.
different. Your vibe was different.
I wasn't wearing short sleeves like 7 years ago, and now I can
You
wear
wore,
short
like, your
sleeves.
button-up shirts, and we always knew each other, but I felt like we didn't really become friends. So only recently have I felt like I started getting to know you.
It's like it got taken off, like maybe a mask or some
I think
protective.
what happens is once you're away from the religion and the location, a lot of those things in your mind that are going on drops off too.
So of you two, so who left first? You did, right? And then did that
Yeah.
inspire you to leave, or like what's
yeah.
the situation?
Well, I have about 6 children that have left, and as they grew up, they gave me bits and pieces of things to think about. I was very open-minded type of mother.
When you are coming out of it, you have to almost deprogram and unwind and unravel in layers and layers and layers. And so it doesn't just happen in a night. It takes days and weeks and sometimes years. I have an iPhone note that I made called Before I Die. And I have a list of things that I want to do while I'm here. The next steps for me is to establish myself here. I want to use my life as a story, and I want to create other stories that inspire other people. I woke up and realized, yes, I'm a character of many characters, but I'm holding the pen, and I can choose whatever I'm writing for the next chapters. If anybody else is going through a big chapter change, I commend you. You're doing the right thing. You matter. My mama's first time ever in New York City. It's scary. Don't compromise. It's the hardest decision, but ends up being the best decision you can ever make in your life. We've got one life. One life. Live it.